Hey guys, so I've got some Scrimshaw to do on this little knife, and the guy has asked me to put this symbol here on the what is imitation ivory, and it's actually really nice, this stuff. It really does look like ivory. It's nicer to work than ivory as well. It doesn't stink as much. Well, not ivory, antler shall we say, and bone. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that stuff. It's meant to take Scrimshaw. I've never actually used it, so we're going to try it today. So Scrimshaw, if you don't know, is basically scratches and dots on a material which are then inked over to show the detail that you've scratched and inked in. And I use one of these little, I don't know what you'd call them, like a scribe. I bought this many years ago from a guy in Gumtree, Illinois. And it's just got a very fine tip on it. You don't really need one of these. I thought at the time I needed one. You don't actually. You can literally use anything that goes to a very fine point, but this is really good. The other thing you need is ink and a method of getting the image onto your material. I've basically got a laser printer, and what I do, I run this greaseproof paper through the laser printer and I print the images that I want on one side, and because the toner won't kind of sink into the greaseproof paper, it stays on the surface and it can actually be removed. And what I've come up with is a method. I've seen various people doing various ways of getting the image onto the thing, but I use this like Pritt stick stuff, and I just simply put a little bit on there, just enough to make it tacky. It really is tacky stuff. And then I position my image face down and exactly where I want it onto the knife, which is going to be there. Now simply rub that, and it should leave the image on the knife if I put enough Pritt on it. And there we go. Now it gives me something to work to. So all I'm going to do with this is literally scratch on top of them lines with my little scribe. I'm going to run in on every single line. The little black segment there, I'll have to do that with little tiny dots. And I'm going to have to bring the image up kind of on my laptop to see the finer detail in this, because it's not come out that good on the actual print. To do this, I use one of these Optivisors, and with the Optivisor on I can now virtually see all of that detail. So I'm going to start scratching and inking on this now. I'm going to use a little ruler or something. I'm just waiting for that Pritt to just go off, to go hard, and it's not rubbing off. But I'm just going to use a little straight edge to get them lines really straight, rather than just trying to do it freehand. And I'll come back when I've done that. So pretty much done on that. So I'm going to take all this Pritt and toner off here. And see what we've got. It's quite difficult that, because it is very, very small. And I'm just going to rub that with some very fine micro mesh. I'll put some ink in. I like this Higgins ink. You can see now, I can see it better now. So this little area here, which should be darker, as in the image there, I'm going to re-stipple that, make the holes a bit bigger, and just finish some of these little symbols off. As I say, it's very, very difficult to see what you're doing until you actually get some ink on the thing. So I'll do a little bit more work now, some deeper stipple into that area. Yeah, I've just gone over it again. And I'll just take the excess ink off. Something I will say about this ivory substitute is, it, like places like them dots there, it doesn't seem to take the ink quite as well, so I'm going to have to go deeper with them. Yeah, taking the ink out with a little bit of micro mesh, slightly coarser micro mesh, seems to be a better method of removing the ink, because it's not washing the ink out of the material. Yeah, that looks a lot better. A lot better. I'll put a bit of Renaissance wax on that to lock it in. And as far as that image goes, that is it. So all I've got to do now is put the same image on the other side. So I kind of have to mark it out with my dividers, transfer the image on the other side, do the same thing again. So let's get that ink off, see what we've got. There are a couple of lines I have missed on that, I already know that. Yeah, so I've missed that one at the bottom, and I've got to darken up the spot and just go over those lines again and just deepen them a little bit. There's a line there I've missed on the top. I have to stipple that, which is just simply putting loads of little tiny dots in that will hold the ink. And there, I'm just about done on this one now. Nice knife, 1095 stainless senmai with bog oak brass. And there's one I did that one about a week ago, and it's ready to go out really, but with the post being the way it is, it's severely delayed overseas, so I'm just kind of hanging on for a little while, then I can get that knife out. Just a nice geometric pattern around that one. And this is my next one. This one is in 01 tool steel. I won't take the cover off. And I've got to put another Scrimshaw on the back, and this one is more complicated and more difficult because the guy wants that on it. This is dog. So I've got to try and get that image on there. Wish me luck, guys. I'm just going to use the exact same method as I've used on the other one. And this will be my setup for doing the Scrimshaw on this knife. Is my old Nikon scope. I've had this for many years now. It's a great piece of kit. Just allows me to really get down and get in on the detail on this. So I'll be doing that over the next day or two. It's little bits at a time. I've just realised that the images I've got are just not good enough, because when they've been printed out with the toner they just kind of blurred out. So I'm going to have to do a bit of photoshopping on that image and try and sharpen it up, and then it will transfer better onto the knife handle. Well guys, my toner transfer method just didn't work on this, mainly because the image isn't very good. I mean, the guy said to me, sorry, the picture's not that good, and it is quite a little bit out of focus and blurred, and that's kind of transferring in on the toner. So I decided in the end all I really need is the outline of the head, and then I can just go off the picture for the reference to just, you know, try and do the colouring. So that's what I did. I put a picture on Prit with Prit, and then I simply punched through just, you know, all the references like the nose and the eyes and the ears. And one of his ears is wonky, that one, because he said his ear was bitten when he was a pup, so he had a kind of wonky ear on that side. Although the ears have kind of been cropped off a little bit in the picture, so I've had to kind of make up the detail, and that's what I've ended up doing for him. Come in a bit, you can see that. So that's kind of what I've ended up doing. It's about the best I can do really, and as I said in the beginning, I'm not such a great Scrimshaw artist anyway, but you know, I do what I can do. It's difficult to see the image on the camera because you just get in a flat plane, so the ears curve over the top of the handle. It's not quite the same as it is looking at it with the naked eye. But anyway, I hope he likes that, and I can finally get on now and make the sheaths on these guys. Well, that's how I do Scrimshaw. There's a lot of little scratches in this as well, as you can see, to kind of simulate the dog's hair, as well as dots to like add extra darkness and, you know, a lot different tones to the Scrimshaw. I will do a little bit more work on this because I just don't like the way that that bit of detail on the ear curves in there, so I'm just going to lighten that out a little bit. I'm going to take some of the ink out of it and re-wax it. I think that'll look better. It was actually okay, and then I started playing and messing more, and I should know from past experience, once you're happy with something, leave it, because once you start trying to improve it, you end up messing it up. So I'm going to undo what I did there with that little bit of the ear. Well, after a lot more fettling, I finally arrived at a place where I was happy, and there's the image I've come up with. So I just need to make the sheath for this and 3 or 4 other knives, which is a great experience, believe me, because I don't like making sheaths. And thanks to my patrons as always. I'll tell you what guys, I'm putting a video link in the description box below. It'll bring a smile to your face, it really will, in these uncertain times. It's something to look at, and you'll see the music of my youth. It brings back some happy memories, that music, happy days, happier times. Okay guys, take care, I'll see you quite soon. Bye for now.